Hello, everyone. The Hope Step Japan invited two young men here. Atsuki, who was evacuated from Fukushima to Saga after the Fukushima nuclear power plant accident and made a statement in the Genkai nuclear power plant injunction. And Niko, a young man living in Netherlands, who is interested in the nuclear power plant issue, and he's a youngest member of Hope Step Japan. And Atsuki and Niko, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So first of all, please tell us about evacuation of Atsuki's family.
So when I evacuated from Fukushima, I was 13 years old, a junior high school student. And as you know, the earthquake happened on 11th March 2011. And the earthquake itself was not so dangerous or for us, for the place we used to live in. So the earthquake was okay, but after the earthquake, the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant exploded, and we realized that some radiation was leaked from the plant. So, but at that time we didn't know about the danger of radiation or the danger of nuclear power plants itself. But my parents decided to go away from Fukushima for a short time evacuation. And we moved to Tokyo and Kyushu. And after maybe, I think 2 weeks after the first evacuation, my parents decided to do not keep living in Fukushima anymore because they thought it was really dangerous because of the leakage of radiation. So they cared about our like health or physical damage, potential physical damage coming from radiation. So they decided to permanently evacuate from Fukushima, and we now live in Kyushu.
Yeah, I can imagine it must be horrible to have to leave your home behind at such a young age because something like this happens.
Yeah. And by the way, I heard that Atsuki used to play in the brass band. What instrument did you play?
I play percussion. So basically, I play all kinds of drums and keyboard instrument, except the piano. So,
do you still play?
Yes, I still play drums. I am a member of a brass band in Fukuoka. So,
really?
Yes. So I still play percussion.
I'm also a musician too.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Niko, you wanna say?
Since the disaster 10 years ago, have you noticed any like changes in your mental or physical health?
Yes. If I say I have experienced some physical damage, it is all because of, it is coming from mental damage, I guess. So to be honest, I didn't realize, or I didn't know or be aware of the physical damage I have got after the evacuation. So I can't clearly mention about it, but in terms of mental damage, like for example, I was only 13 years old and moving from Fukushima, where I used to live, and I had to say goodbye to all my friends, and I couldn't like go to a high school which I wanted to enter, and so all kind of like, maybe you can say it is just a small things, but all kind of like small change or stress on me caused like slight but significant mental damage on me. So when I first came here, Kyushu, I didn't manage to make like good friends or good relationship with neighborhoods. So now I kind of overcame the mental damage, but yeah, I did have experienced some mental damage, which some might say just small things which anybody can experience, but all mental damage were forced to experience because of nuclear accident. So I think it is quite significant point to say.
Yeah. So yeah, what was the most difficult part for you then of the evacuation?
Yes, so making new relationship was extremely difficult for me. Yeah, as I said, I was just 13 years old and I didn't understand what is going on in my life. I kind of knew the radiation and nuclear power plants were dangerous, but I didn't know how much dangerous. So yes, my parents said that Fukushima is dangerous and the radiation is dangerous, but I didn't completely comprehend the situation. So I simply didn't know why I was in this situation. So I didn't have a motivation to establish a new relationships with like family, friends. So especially for 2 years after evacuation, so when I was junior high school student in Kyushu, school life was not really fun at all. Yeah, I say the most difficult part of evacuation was creating new relationship in a new place.
And I heard that after high school, you went to Denmark to study abroad. What exactly did you study in Denmark?
So I studied basically sociology. So I studied energy situation in Denmark or criminology and other sociological problems, for example, social movement in Denmark or in Japan, of course. So broadly, I studied sociology, but especially I studied energy situation in Denmark and Japan.
Was it interesting to study there?
Yes, it was very interesting. For example, in Denmark, the national electricity is produced by, so almost 50% of electricity is produced by wind power mills. So it's really green energy. So and also they have not used nuclear plants ever. So for me, it is really interesting to learn about their energy policy, especially without nuclear power plants. So they succeeded to make use of wind power mills a lot. So I'm now interested in how we can learn from Denmark or other countries or other models of successful energy policy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Denmark is also very famous about the education system. It's very advanced in Europe as well. So, Nico, please give us your opinion on renewable energy from your point of view.
Yeah, I think renewable energy is definitely one of the most important subjects that we have. We need renewable energy to keep the planet safe in the future. So yeah, I think countries like Denmark or the Netherlands, where I live, are making very good progress with renewable energy, with wind power, solar power. But I definitely think that there's still a lot of progress that needs to be made if we want to have a clean and safe future.
Yeah. Do you talk about the energy issue in your daily life with your friend or with your family sometimes?
I do. I have friends who are interested in subjects like renewable energy, so we do talk quite often about things like this. Also with my family.
Yes. And how about Atsuki-san?
Yes, I do with my family, but I do not with my friends. So my family members are interested in energy, so renewable energy, of course. So we do talk about the subject a lot, but with my friends, it is kind of difficult to start the conversation about social problems, not only about renewable energy, but also other social problems, because of maybe it's a kind of, to better or worse, the characteristic of Japanese people, but we don't really want to be controversial or provocative. So I always try to start talking about, for example, my experience or my opinion on renewable energy, but it's not like I don't think it's really effective on my friends. Sadly.
Yeah, that is pity part. Yeah. But so let's say Nico, do you have anything you'd like to ask Atsuki?
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you feel you and other evacuees have been treated by the Japanese government? Do you feel like they helped you or that you've been mostly ignored?
So my opinion is the Japanese government mostly ignored evacuees from Fukushima, especially those who decided to move from Fukushima by themselves. So there are a few areas that the government says, like, no, you can't live there, go away from there. So some people were forced to move from Fukushima, but we didn't, which means we by ourselves decided to move from Fukushima, thinking about the danger of radiation. So it's quite difficult to make a boundary between those two different kind of people. But the government mostly ignored the later part of people who by themselves evacuated from Fukushima. But what we claim is that kind of people also experienced the various kinds of damage, or like, various kinds of damage and horrible experience. So we do claim that the government should acknowledge the whole situation of the nuclear accident in Fukushima. To do so, they need to admit that the people who decidedly moved from Fukushima was not their fault. It was forced to do. So yeah, that's my opinion on Japanese government.
Yeah. How do you think that people like me who live outside of Japan can support the victims who are still struggling?
Yes, I think it's a very important thing to collaborate with people living in all over the world, because the problem of nuclear power plants is not only in Japan. Obviously, the Fukushima was Japan, but starting from Fukushima, we can, for example, we can learn about nuclear power plants or danger of nuclear power plants. So that is one side, and yeah, and as you said, there are many people who help out, who try to help evacuees from Fukushima. It is also important things to first to conclude the nuclear accident in Fukushima, and next we have to go forward to build a better world. So I think it is not only Japan thing. It's not only Japan problem. So it is always important to collaborate with people all over the world.
Niko, please give a message to Atsuki.
Yeah, it's sad to hear everything that you have been through in these 10 years after the accident. So I'm really happy that you're doing better now. And yeah, hopefully through interviews like this, we can help raise awareness for these problems and build towards a safer and cleaner future.
And finally, please give a message from Atsuki to the people watching this video.
Yeah, thank you for watching this video. the accident in Fukushima was not completely solved yet. So we have to keep doing some activities like this. Like we have to keep studying about the whole situation of the accident, and also we need to establish the way to the better world. So I think this kind of session is very meaningful, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you keep being interested in Fukushima and all other environmental problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Atsuki and Niko. I hope that this video will lead to connect you between Atsuki and Niko and also audience here. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.